I just want to start this off by clarifying. They started off with arguing of our mandates, but obviously in the cross-text they took that back, so the mandates were not argued. Now going further on, so basically they mentioned a lot of things and made a lot of assumptions. I'll start with one which said, let's say only 2 significant wars by men. Well, in those 2 significant wars, it cost millions of lives. It was not just 1, 2, 3. They say only 2 significant wars. These are many wars and many lives that were killed for this, and men are the reason for this as well. And they also say that men settle it, men are calm. These are made by assumptions, Judge. They have no evidence or anything to back this up. Going further on, she continued to make statements or give a personal testimony basically of what she was doing and how she feels and what she is. And obviously, Judge, she's on her own team, so of course you can expect that to be, we don't know if it's personally pretty biased, because I don't think using a source which is yourself in a debate is not something that should be trusted. Also going on to women won't talk, they agreed to that actually, Judge. So they actually did agree to that women are more peaceful, and going on to how say they agreed to men will fight. So obviously you can see here, Judge, that the women are actually more peaceful than the men. And it's something which just will lead us into a better world, where there's no more fighting, where there's more peace and settlement. And this is something that we all strive to. It was fighting with men in it only, Judge, these wars that caused all of these. Even the atom bomb, like they mentioned, Albert Einstein created, and that costed millions of lives, and also a lot of money too, because Japan had to rebuild and all of that. Now going on further to our advantages that were argued, which was advantage 1, which was economic progress. They said about how men basically are the main cause or the income of the money. Well, Judge, we're not arguing about the income or anything at all. They're still able to work, Judge. They're not going to be prohibited from working at all. And they made it sound like that. So I just wanted to clarify that. They're still going to be able to work. They're still going to be able to be the major income of the money and all of that, Judge. The only thing we're changing here is basically the president must be a woman, and we're just changing for men's income. They won't be able to vote. That has no effect on their income at all. In fact, it would actually increase their income, as they don't have to take time off of their work during election day and all of this to go down to the poll and vote, which would actually cut time on their work hour, Judge. And that actually would and our plan would actually increase men's income. So actually that's an advantage that has just been solved right there. Going on to advantage 4 that they argued about, worldwide stability, how women basically are not capable of, they mentioned about how not capable of like talking it out and all of that. But as I've said this before, the source that came from this is on their own team themselves. They have made these assumptions, and we cannot trust them as they are on their own team. I would like to go on further to making our points about going over harm 1, men voting. For thousands of years, men have been making crazy mistakes, stupid mistakes, and when you can just think about all the rulers, Judge, that all were men. King John, all of them, they were just becoming obnoxious. They were stupid, not being able to lead. And sure, they argue about how there's some great leaders and all of that. But I just want to say, Judge, we're arguing that generally women are better than men, not some women are better than men, or like they were pointing out how some men are smarter than women. We're speaking generally, women are better than men, and we have many evidences to have backed this up, Judge. And so going back to men voting, well, as you can see from the history, it shows clearly that men aren't able to just lead as well as women. When was the last time you really, heard of a woman doing something bad? You really haven't heard of a woman just killing thousands or millions of people, costing everyone's lives, costing millions of dollars to be spent, Judge. But so as you can see, our harm is something that is a significant harm. Going back to advantage 1 now, economic progress. I have covered this a bit while refuting their argument that I've been able to clearly argue. like I've said before, their income will not be affected at all. This does not affect their family's income or anything at all. Going on to advantage 2 now, increasing in a percentage of voter turnout. Now, when we are able to do this, women will obviously feel more special. They'll feel more obligated to vote as they feel like they're chosen for something. Throughout the ages, women have been discriminated against so many things. Their natural rights, and it just started until the 1960s, oh well, not 1965, but throughout the years, in history, it shows that girls and women were unlike biased than men, where everything was given to the man, everything was given to them, every education was given to them, and all of that. And increasing in voter turnout, it will increase in voter turnout because they feel special. For the first time in history, Judge, they have something that men don't, and that's going to be the suffrage. And that is something that, as America is a patriotic country, it will be something that everyone, all the women will enjoy and will be obligated and wanting to vote. And also, going over advantage 3, less votes is less work. This could actually save tons of money, Judge, because obviously, as we know, work has to come from somewhere. It has to come from someone working at least. And if we can just cut down on the less votes, it will make less work. For example, if we were able to not cut off a lot of, we were able to cut off a lot of people, that would save the government a lot of money, and that money could actually be used for a lot of great other reasons to just provide for America. Maybe the military, maybe everything, maybe others. And going back to advantage 4 about worldwide stability, this will become a lot more worldwide stable, as you can say. They agree that women just, if they do not agree and they get angry at each other, they don't talk. Unlike us men, as we can see clearly in history, of all these men just fighting and fighting and fighting. And instead, imagine how many millions of lives, how many millions of money could have been saved if they just chose to ignore each other, in which they agreed as well. And for all of these reasons, Judge, for all of these reasons, with all of these advantages and the harm that comes with it, with millions of people dying and millions of resources being spent on useless things, ignorant things, because people couldn't come to an agreement. This is why this plan should be passed. Thank you. Now I am open for cross-examination.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How about yourself?
Good. Do you have evidence of how many of the ratio of men to women in the United States?
I don't, but I don't. Could you explain why this relates to our?
I'm going to ask you a different question now. How long will your plan be in effect? Will it be in forever, or will it be in just for 200 years to make up for the time that men had the right to vote and women didn't?
My partner will answer that in this not crossings, in this speech. Rebuttal.
Okay. And as of now, you say that there's going to be a higher voter turnout when women have the right to vote. Are you saying that women don't vote now?
Well, women do vote, but they'll obviously, if you feel special, you're going to want to vote more because you feel special. And throughout the
you can only vote one time, right?
Yes, but throughout.
So wait, I'm sorry. Can you? So if you can only vote one time, and you vote one time, so
we're saying more women who aren't voting right now will want to vote.
So why do you think that they're not voting right now?
Well, because it's equal, but if we were able to give them something special in history that hasn't ever been done before.
So you're saying that women right now do not vote because men have the ability to vote?
Well, you're saying women don't vote, which means the whole girls' popularity, so I would actually disagree with that statement.
So when you say that there's going to be a higher voter turnout, you're saying that there are already people now who are not voting, and you're saying that reason is because men are voting.
No, I'm just saying that it's equal, and they don't feel special. But if we were able to pass this plan, they would feel special, for it's something that hasn't ever been done in history.
So you think that if you take away men's right to vote, those women who already don't vote for their own reasons are going to get up and go vote, or do you think that they'll just stick to those reasons for not voting and still continue to not vote?
Could you rephrase that question?
There are women right now who do not vote for their own personal reasons, whether that's they don't care, they have better things to worry about. So do you think if the men's right to vote is taken away, that they will go out and vote?
Well, as you have mentioned, they don't
Yes
care.
or no, please?
Well, obviously they will want to vote, yes.
Okay, thank you. So if you're taking a poll
Okay.
and you ask 10 people a question, do you think that the statistics when you ask 10 people are more significant than when you ask 100 people? Or 1,000 people?
Of course, that's an obvious answer.
So there's a bigger variety, right?
Of people, yes.
So you're saying that if a president is elected under, so many women, it's more significant than when there's billions of people voting for him or her?
Could you rephrase billions?
I'm sorry,
America
next
doesn't
question.
even have
Are
billions.
you, are you gonna take men out of other countries?
What do you mean by that?
You're saying that women handle conflict together very well, however, there's gonna be men in leadership in other countries.
We're saying that our president will be a woman who doesn't lead us into wars, which will cost us dear lives of our troops and all.
Do you think it's only our fault if we get into a war, or does another country have to attack us as well?
What could you...
Thank you.